the trip. There was millions. Well, not millions. There's a lot of people in that stream. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I kept like.
Oh, they're one of the biggest podcasts in the world.
Yeah.
Adam 22's No Jumper's No Joke. That's been around a long time.
I didn't even know.
Yeah. They're massive. Okay. So there's like. Are we up? Okay, we are live. Sorry, guys, we had some technical difficulties. Thank you to the chat for writing in and letting us know. But we're just gonna get going. So we have Mr. Dimples is in the den today. Appreciate you coming in, Mr. Dimples. So I know we did this already, but we're gonna have to go from scratch on the from the top. So why don't you tell our audience a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Absolutely. My name is Mr. Dimples, and what we do is I'm a food truck vendor. So what I do is serve my community different type of food. I mean, hamburgers, fries, Korean corn dogs, asada fries, chicken quesadillas, tacos, you name it. You know, ice cream and also lemonade. So this is what I do. But I also love to give back. My tool is the food. So yeah, I'm a foodie guy.
Okay, and obviously we did this before, but I wanted you to tell people why it's called Mr. Dimples.
Boom. So when I was a kid, they called me Mr. They called me Dimples, not Mr. As a kid, hey, what's up, Dimples? So I kind of picked that up from the hood.
I like that. And so we were talking before too about not gatekeeping because he was on the Adam 22 podcast. So actually, can you give your experience with them again?
Absolutely. So shouts out to Fatal, man. He plugged me in to do the Nikki Page thing, and Whack 100 was there as well as Blueface. So Blueface came in and he threw his Mickey D's to grab some Dimples, food, and it was dope. And then I met Whack, and Whack, he hadn't had any type of meat within 18 months up until that Dimple donut burger that I gave him. So he was looking at it, he was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. And he hit it, and he was like, "Bro, this
you made it seem like he was hitting it,
bro." Yeah, he sure did. He busted. He was like, "Bro, this is great. I really dig this. So why don't you come to No Jumper?" And I'm like, "No Jumper? Okay, that's cool."
Did you know what they were before then?
Actually, I didn't.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't know what No Jumper was, but I was blessed to be on there because learning it as I'm going, I was like, "Man, what is No Jumper?" And I had asked him. I said, "Hey, you know what? To be honest with you, bro, I love my raza. I love my people, but none of them really reached out to me yet, And he was like, "I'm your people, and you're gonna go on my show. You're gonna go on that show." So shouts out to Whack 100, man, for opening the doors for me and allowing me to do that. And it was just a trickle effect. And sure enough, I was on it. It was pretty crazy.
That's cool. And we were talking about too is the like you said, you didn't know who a No Jumper was,
Right.
but that industry you're getting in, the streaming world, podcasts and all that, that is what's hitting right now. Like that is it's blowing up. Like, I mean, just so you know, Adam 22, the whole No Jumper podcast, they're like making millions off that pod. That's like one of the biggest podcasts in the world.
Wow.
Like that, you were on literally one of the most biggest podcasts. They're more known for gangster rappers though, right?
Okay.
That's what they bring on a bunch of gangster rappers, porn stars, things like that. You know what I mean?
I got you.
But they're huge.
Wow.
Like he goes on all kinds of people's podcasts too and stuff. So the realm that you're entering is huge. You are going to be known because of this realm.
Well, it's because of you guys paving the way. And I said that before, you guys paving the way, you guys doing that. So we appreciate what you guys do because doing this is designed to getting to know individuals and who they really are and what they're doing for our community or what they're doing, period, right? So everyone has their different genres. And I want to say thank you so much, bro, for what you got right here. And, man, it's a blessing.
I appreciate that. I never thought I'd be even thanked for something like that. You know what I'm saying? I started this pod not knowing what it was going to do. Wow. I just started it because I wanted to talk to other entrepreneurs. Wow. So to me, like, this is the biggest cheat code is being able to sit down. Imagine you can sit down with almost anybody for 1 hour and pick their brain.
Wow.
Some of the smartest people in the world, the biggest entrepreneurs in the world, whoever, you can sit down and pick their brain. Because what I like to do is I like to implement a lot of things that could work for me in my business or what I'm doing from other people's mindset. And then it's good to build a good network and surround yourself with those kind of people.
Yeah.
Because, dude, like we have, I mean, come on, you kind of probably grew up you're talking about the Rasa, all that stuff. So same neighborhood type stuff. So I'm saying is a lot of the times the people you hang around, they want to keep you down where they're at. They don't want to see you rise. It's just kind of how it goes. So when you start building your own network and building up people that like you are in the streaming world, it like kind of sets you on a different path, and you guys can all rise together.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You know, working together, uniting, coming together, and not being the gatekeeper and preventing you from moving forward. We want to see those doors open. But I get it. A lot of people want to, you know, they're doing their thing, and some people are rising to the top, and you know, they're trying to make their way. So it's kind of hard to ride their coattail if that's what you're thinking on doing. Yeah. You know, in my case, it's an apron. I think I said that.
Well, the thing is too is I think they need to not ride the coattail. I think what they need to do is give value back, because if you can give value to that person too,
yes,
but they accept it and say, hey, let's rise together. Yes. That's the difference. Because if you're just trying to ride coattail, because I've dealt with that, man.
Yeah.
Even people on this podcast, you know, I've dealt with a lot of people trying to ride coattail. But they need to provide value. Like there's people that will come on and then they're trying to provide value right away, and then all of a sudden they're not providing any value anymore. Wow. And it's not. And to me, it's not what you did; it's what you're doing. So you need to keep doing it. If not, you're cut. Like I have no problem cutting people now, and I think everybody needs to get on that page. If people ain't working out, cut them, because blind loyalty is real. And I think our generation, our culture, has been brought up on blind loyalty, and we need to cut that shit.
So why do you think that is, though? Like to be honest with you, I don't get it. You know, you bring someone along and you're thinking that they're in it to help you out and grow, because a team, it grows. It's not about me; it's about the team, right?
Yeah.
So if you're doing something to build the team, why are you doing other things and other movidas? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
And it's really not even just about the team. It's about the brand. That's what I always say. Okay, the brand is first. Wow. So even me, I'm last, right? Me being the owner, I still consider myself last because the brand's first. So I'm gonna suffer and make sacrifices for the brand, right? Yes. And if people want to ride with me, I better see no less. So I think they do that because all they want to, people want an easy life. So they want to just do the least possible thing. And at the same time, there's a lot of hating involved. So they don't like you being the boss, like you're running shit, right? So a lot of people are not going to like seeing you on top. They want to get that spot. So they'll do a certain amount just to show face. Like, hey, look what I'm doing for you. Don't ever let me go because look what I did for you. This is me. I don't give a fuck what you did for me. What you're doing for me now is what matters. Okay. Because if you look at that, dude, it's all bad at the end of the day. Like they're going a lot of the times they're waiting for you to trip, to fall, so they can capitalize on that, or they want to make you look bad in front of people, or whatever the case is. Wow. So you just like, to me, cut. It's that simple. I cut it off. I cut the cancer off as it comes.
Oh my God! Thank you so much for telling me that, because you're putting me up on game and what I need to know as this. I want to say it's rising right now. It's rising, but I put it in God's hands.
Yeah,
I sincerely do. I ask for discernment, and I'm always asking for what you just said right now. Education. You just educated me about that, and I need to know that. So if I need to cut someone off because of the situation or something that's going on, I feel it. I feel the discernment.
Yeah.
So thank you, bro. I do appreciate that.
Well, the thing is, I learned it the hard way. You know what I mean? Wow. And what I try to do is I try to learn things the easy way, where I see it happen, and I'll instead of it happening to me, I try to learn from that and not do what they did. Gotcha. But in this instance, my best friend tried to do that. And since 7th grade, he tried to do that. So it pissed me off. I cut him off, and I started cutting people off like that. And I was like, man, why am I at peace now? Like, the peace is so great. And people try to make me feel bad for cutting people off. No. And I'm like, you're cut too then. Wow. Like I don't care what you think. You guys can all be cut. I'll start from scratch. It don't bother me. I have kids. I look at those are important to me. My kids are important. I don't give it. You're trying to take the spoon away from my kid's mouth by trying to hurt my business, trying to hurt me. You need to look at that as that is big time. You going against them.
Why don't they realize that there's a purpose that you're doing this for? They're gonna grow with you. Success comes in different formats,
Dude,
not
yes.
just financial. So choose your problems.
Yeah.
Choose them, and like you said, you do the right thing. You did the right thing, and I respect that 100%. And I get it. You know, and sometimes I think that's why record labels and movie, SAG,
It's our
we don't want them
culture.
anymore. Yeah,
It's our culture, dude. We're it's like we were trained to have blind loyalty and almost like a gang,
That's
like keep them
vindictive.
around.
right.
And when I realized not to do that, like, dude, it's like the best feeling ever. Like, you don't have to have these cancers around. You don't.
And you say that with so much passion. I can see it in your eyes. I feel what it means to you.
Yeah.
So I need to take this in and understand exactly what's going on.
And you're gonna
early
get
on.
and see since you're on the rise right now,
Yes, sir.
you might literally have 0 people you started with at the end of this. And that sucks to say because the thing is you want those people with you.
I do.
Yeah, I do too. I wanted them too. You know what I mean? I wanted them so bad. I'm like, look, dude, do you not understand that you can create your own lane within what I'm doing? Like, you don't have to ride my coattail. Like,
No.
you don't have to look at me like I'm God or nothing.
Right.
Just do your own thing within my lane. Like, I paved the way. Like, just do your own thing. But they just cannot do it. And it's like, that's why the podcast is called Howls over Baaz. Wolves over sheep, leaders over followers. Right? So most of the world are Baaz. They're sheep.
They're sheep.
And they just cannot get out of that mindset. They just can't, dude. They're always on that mindset, and I can't deal with it. Yeah, I can't do it.
Yeah, well, perpendicular, they can, like you said, they can grow and start a different facet with you.
Yeah.
And it should work, right?
Yeah, it should be fine, dude. And the thing is, though, it's just not the way that people's mind work. Like, you are like 1% of the world. People that are trying to build their business and move forward and do all that, you're a small percent of the world.
Yeah.
So, I mean, people just don't have that mindset anyways. Yeah. So, and people don't understand your vision anyway. So you can't get mad at them for not understanding your vision, though. Because that has nothing to do with it because it's your vision, right? But you create the blueprint. You're the one that executes the blueprint, which most people don't even execute. They just stick with the blueprint.
Right.
But you're executing the blueprint, right?
Yes.
Plus, you're actually finding better lanes. Like, this lane that you're building is huge. Like, you're in a streaming. I don't know any chefs that are like going hardcore on the streaming world right now. So you're doing something cool, dude. I like that.
Thank you, man.
And I like I said earlier, I know they didn't hear, but the logo's dope. The name,
you,
it's
man.
like a good gimmick. Like, I think that people are gonna resonate with that.
I do appreciate that. It means a lot to us, and I'm always saying us because it ain't about me. At the end of the day, it is about us. But like you said, those that want to exile themselves, they will.
Yeah.
Without even telling you they don't want it. They don't want in.
Yeah.
But it is a blessing. I'm thanking the Lord for giving me the opportunity to be around like-minded individuals such as yourself, and just rise to the occasion and give them like I said, my food is just my tool.
Yeah.
And once I express to them exactly what the goal is and the mission, people are like, "Wait a minute, hold up."
We need to explain that again too. So, what is the mission behind Mr. Dimple?
The mission is, to me, it's really simple. If I can help someone that's going through the dark times in life, depression, or feeling like falling down and giving up and not trying to get back up, those are just learning experiences. When you fall, you get back up, because that's the true winner. The person that always thinks positive and projects positivity. So positivity creates waves, and those waves you can say to the world and say to the Lord, I want to do this, and I want positivity around me. Help me build some discernment in me, and then you'll get that, and then the waves will ripple out, and then you'll get the mindset and creativity behind it, and all of a sudden you build magnetism, and things starts magnetizing the positive things that you want, and you repel whatever negative comes your way. But as long as you're doing something good for yourself, to you, and for you, that is key ultimately, and that's the bigger mission, the bigger thing. So I want to help those. My nephew, he hung himself, and he was only 13 years old.
Damn, I'm sorry to hear that.
You know, his father hung himself 10 years before that. So there is a generational curse going on there. And for his father, Frankie Beast, rest in peace, both of them, Frankie Sr. and Frankie Jr. Can you believe both of them hung themselves 10 years later?
Yeah.
You know, and it's unfortunate because people, they don't want to talk about mental health. They don't want they don't want to be vulnerable about speaking up about what's hurting them. You know, maybe it's like you don't got it together right now, but it doesn't mean that you're not always going to be in that predicament. Men need to step up and men need to talk about their vulnerability of what's going on in their life, because taking your own life, man, it hurts everyone around you, not just you. You did it to yourself, but everyone mourns. Even to this day, it's been about 5 years since he hung himself, and then my nephew hung himself last year. So his son, Frankie. So I love them both, and my cousin Frankie was a soldier. He wanted to call himself a soldier, and then again, we're lied to about that. You know, he wasn't a soldier, military soldier. He was a gang member soldier, and that's what he wanted to keep himself as. And the reason why he took his life is because he was going in with a jacket, and he was a person that spoke about people wearing a jacket. He was peeing in public, so they got him from indecent exposure. So since he's institutionalized, he didn't want to have that when he went in. So when he got bailed out is when he hung himself. And it hurt us all because he had such a powerful message. And everybody, like all the hood guys, the veteranos, were saying, bro, he shouldn't have done that. We would have understood, you know, especially Frankie Beast. And 10 years later, bro, his son did that to himself, which was last year, little Frankie. So, again, it hurts people around you. And you didn't even know that it was affecting his son. And 10 years later, which was last year, he hung himself. I get choked up talking about it because, you know, it's family, right?
Yeah.
And he was lied to. The streets lied to people, man. And they do that for their own vainglory. They're doing that for their own reputation. And at the end of the day, where does it lead you? Either prison for life, pushing baskets on the streets and talking to yourself, mental health, or 6 feet deep. So we can't listen to the street lies anymore, man. We got to rise to the occasion. We can't listen to that because that ain't going to get you nowhere quick. And I'm sorry for talking a lot, man, but
No, go ahead.
It means a lot to me expressing this, and I need to get it out because it's helping my mental, you know. And I just say this: we are moving the people out there. Last night I got a phone call from someone in prison, and my phone was blowing up, and I was like, man, could it be one of my primos? And I was like, man. So I missed 2 calls from prison, whatever it was, and then the third one I looked, I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna answer this, so I didn't. And then all of a sudden, it called again. And I'm like, what's going on? Let me answer this. So I answered, press 5, calls recorded. And this guy was like, hello? And I'm like, hello? He was like, well, what's up? What's up? Is this Mr. Dimples? I said, yeah, this is Mr. Dimples. How can I help you? He said, hey, homie, my name is Joseph Hernandez. My father is my father is Mr. Hernandez. He owns Celebrity Body Works on 21st Street, and I wanna connect you. And his best friend's name's Tim Gonzalez. And hey, bro, I've been in here. I got 26 years, bro, in here. I'm getting out in 5 more years. I'm up for parole, so I'm trying to figure that out. And what you're doing in our community, bro, is firme, and I like what you're doing and what you stand for. And I said, bro, I want to say thank you. I appreciate that, man. You know, just like you were shocked when I asked for your autograph. That's how I was listening to a man behind bars telling me he saw me on the streams and he saw me on the news and he wanted me to be introduced to his father, which I got his father's number, and I am going to reach out. But he said he's got 9 degrees in there and he's changed his life since he's been in there. I'm here to say prison is not a rehabilitation program. Prison is a program within a program. So what he did was he pulled himself out of the program to get educated, and he found me. And I want to say, Joseph, man, hats off to you, man, for reaching out to a little person like me, a taco man, and giving me that information on you changing your life. And it's people within our community that are helping people to change. And I just happen to be a small smid of that because I'm just a food man. And if anyone can do it, if I can do it, anyone can do it, is what I mean. I'm a taco man. If I could do it, anybody can do it. 9 degrees, bro. That says a lot about his character, and I hope he does parole out, because that's when you start rehabilitating. I'm not giving anybody kudos or shots out or praises or celebration. I'm letting them know, like, when you're out, rehabilitate. Be a non-menace to society.
Yeah.
That's what we need you here for, because I know you learned a lot in there, whether you did a year, 2 years, 5 years, or even 10. And if you're still believing the lies, we'll see you back in prison.
Yeah.
Or 6 feet deep or whatever else I said.
Wow, that's crazy, man. That's wild. And he called you, and he's watched. I mean, it just shows too that you're right when you say what you're doing is just a tool. That's all it is. Like to me, this is just a tool too. Wow. Like that's how I've always looked at it like that though. Like I'm in my mind, I think it's good to be humble because this could be taken like that, right? So at the same time, like I don't look at this as like, hey, look at me. Like I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To me, it's just a tool. I know who I am. People on the chat ain't gonna tell me who I am. People like I already know who I am. I think it's a good thing because it seems like you're a humble person. I think it's very good to be humble in what you do.
Thank you.
So that you don't take what you have for granted too, and then you're able to see things differently, see people differently too.
Yeah.
Because it helps you from getting screwed over. It helps you to see that people see you and what you're doing, and then now you're making a difference, but you're trying to really. I mean, that's crazy. He called you from prison. So you think about it, you're making a difference in somebody's life just by working, just by doing what you like to do.
That's it.
Right? But you're making a difference. That's crazy. You know what I mean? Like
what's crazier, bro, is I had a vet say, you can't speak about certain things, dog. You've never been in prison.
Who said that?
A vet that I know.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I'm not saying no names, but he's like, you can't speak about prison. You never been to prison, homie. Why would you? I said, bro, I'm a victim of individuals being in prison in my life, all my life. I was living in prison at home, and the way that the prison lifestyle I had a bunk bed with my brother, and I had my little box right there with my stuff on it. My brother had it. That was that was institutionalization, building as I was a kid from my stepfather.
Yeah.
Because he too was in and out of prison. And we were taught all that. So I'm telling you 101 that I'm not trying to speak about it. I just know so much about it. And there's so much that I will not display.
Yeah.
But what I can display, homie, is it's a lie.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. It is. Like it's crazy that people even say that. Like, what makes you even the godfather of it? You know what I'm saying? To say you can't speak about it, or it's like, dude, I'm gonna speak about what I want. Like, I can't stand that, dude. Like when people try to throw that out, like, dude, you voice yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you educate yourself, you voice yourself. If you know about something, you could speak about it. Like, it just is what it is. But you know how people get. You know what I'm saying?
No, I understand. Yes.
Yeah. To me, it's like, man, you're educated on it, obviously, because you said you had people going in and out of prison around your life.
All of them. Every single one of my tios, every single one of my primos, they've all been behind bars. And I just want to say thank God. It doesn't make me better what I'm about to say. It does not make me better than my family, because I'm guilty by association. But I've never been in jail. I've never been in gangs, and I've never taken a drug in my life. And the reason why is because I'd probably be the worst drug addict out of all of my family. So I know not to touch that. We have an addiction problem, and I'm here to break the chains, bro. And that's what I'm doing. And I pray and all of them wake up too. You know, I really do. Unfortunately, they addiction is in families, and our streets are hard, bro. They're really rough. And I can see and I heard stories, and I've seen the stories from my family, because I'm I'm there. But I'm like the white sheep of the family. I just didn't want to go down that route. And a lot of my families are like, oh man, like here he is,
Yeah.
dude. You know what I mean? And I've had to fight some of my primos that got out of prison, and I never want to fight my family. I don't do that. That's not what I do. But I had to. I was raised fighting. Like you had to get them up if someone was disrespecting or. And I'm like, dang, I don't want to fight Dad. Like I call my stepdad Dad. I'm like, Dad, I don't want to fight. And they're going, wait, what? You're gonna throw hands?
Yeah.
I'm like, man, all right. And I had to, because if not, I would get beat up.
Yeah.
You know.
That's our culture, really, though. You know what I'm saying? Like we just grew up fighting, and it's just the way it was. You know.
Sad, man. It's sad.
But I hear you talk about God a lot. So what's your foundation built off of?
Faith in the Lord Jesus Christ Almighty, and I respect Yeshua. I respect what he did. He built his name. His name is lives on forever. And what is forever? I don't know. But all I know is he did his job. He was crucified. So if they crucified Jesus, what makes us any different? We're going to get crucified. We're going to get criticized. We're going to get people to try to demise who we are and try to stop us. But no matter what, it still lives on even after we leave. And that's exactly what we're trying to do is leave a legacy behind for Mr. Dimples with his word and his person. Not hood, not any of that. That didn't make me. That did not define me. That tornado that I was wrapped around in, it didn't define who I am today. What defines me is where I'm about to be and living these moments right now. That's what it is, living in these moments.
I like that. I say that on the pod a lot, too. Like, it's all about moments anyways. Do you have kids?
Bro, all my kids that I have, I put it this way, I got a lot of kids. My mom has 4 little ones. And I help raise them. I help raise my sisters. So, believe it or not, I have a lot of kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're trying to be a good example to all of them.
A good example to them. This kid named Prince, man. My mom's, one of my mom's stepchild. They're actually my prima's kids. She gave up all the kids to the system. So my mom took in 4. And one of them, his name's Prince. Well, he just got in a fight for disrespecting a child at school. And he called him out of his name. I said, no, you don't do that. And this kid is so smart, bro. I don't even know. I think he's like 9 years old, but his intellect is way far above average for a kid that's been, drug addicted, abused when he was inside his mom. So all of the kids. And I'm talking to him, and I said, what do you want to be when you get older? And he looked at me, bro, and he's like, I want to be a leader. At 9 years, where do you get that from, mijo? Where are you getting that from? And he's all, I just know that a leader can create different avenues for oneself.
Dang,
what are you talking? I go,
crazy.
Bro, my mom was right there present looking at us talk. And I looked at my mom. I said, Mom, you hear? He got in a fight. He got in a fist fight at school. And I don't condone that. I say, you love your friends and your peers. You respect them. So I'm basically raising these kids, man. I love all these kids.
That's wild.
Boys and Girls Club, I'm with them all the time, giving back to all the community.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's wild for a 9-year-old to say. I couldn't even imagine a 9-year-old saying that.
A leader, bro?
Yeah.
I couldn't.
But no, that's crazy. But the crazier part when he's all, they create all these different paths. I was like, what?
Bro, you got to interview this kid.
Who says that?
Yeah,
I'm down.
His
dude,
name
to be
is
honest.
Prince, and what a smart. But all the 4 children are really smart kids. But this kid Prince really took me by surprise because I'm over here trying to discipline him. And I want to see where his mind stands. But when he told me I want to be a leader because I know that it leads to different paths. And I'm not just like, it made me numb, bro.
That kid needs to be raised by good people because those people, we can do a lot, right? Leaders can go the wrong or the right way.
Right. Yeah.
So if we go the wrong way, we lead people down bad paths, right? Or we can,
Right.
so that kid needs to be nurtured. That kid needs to be looked at after. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the thing is I've always been a leader, and I led a lot of people down the wrong way for a long time. You know, so I understand that. You know,
You were
and
lied to.
yeah. I mean, in a sense, I kind of like even lied to myself a lot. You know what I mean? Like I think that kids need their dads in their life.
Yes.
Men need to step up, and they
Yes.
need to take care of their kids because it's yeah. Congratulations to John out there. He just became a dad.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. A new dad a couple days ago. That's dope. But yeah, dude, I'm telling you, that dads are what's really failing this country right now.
And that's the thing, you know, the fallen heroes, the fathers, you know what I'm saying? And I'm basically picking up a lot of the fatherless to their children, and I'm helping out as much as I can. I can only do so much.
Yeah.
But I see where these children are leading. And for having that kid, Prince, my mom is 10 years sober and clean now. So my mom's both their father and mother at the same time, just like my mom was to me and my sisters and my brother, my older brother. I call him my older, younger brother. He's been pronounced dead three different times, but I'll talk to you about that more later. But my mom, she's sober 10 years, bro, sober and clean. And it makes it we need to celebrate my mom. We definitely need to have a party for my mom. 10-year anniversary came up, and we didn't really have anything. But 10 years, bro, that's a long time.
Yeah.
To my mom get right. But my mom's raising these children since they were 7, like for 7 years. So my mom's been raising these children all the way up, and she struggles. She struggles. She really does. So we have to step in the gap, which is my sisters, my Christina, Melissa, and April. These are all my sisters. And then my brother, Raymond, a.k.a. Babyface. They dropped the baby. Now he's Face. And but we really do need to shout out the silent heroes. What's not in the news? What's not in the news today?
Yeah.
The silent heroes, the parents that stuck together, the kids or the young adult that has 2 jobs and still carries his head on high, the kid that said no to peer pressure, the kid that said I'm cool, I don't want to get jumped in, and not listen to the street life or the lies of what the street can create. That's what needs to be in the news these days. We're missing all that.
We definitely are. Yeah, it's the dads, man. You know, it's the dads because they're the ones that teach kids from a young age what not to do. Because it's harder for the moms to punk the kids in a way where the kids even as a boy,
flexing.
A boy will still laugh at their mom hitting them after a while. Like it doesn't even hurt me no more. You know what I mean?
Or egg the mom on.
Yeah.
I remember egging the mom on, and I want to tell a little story if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So there was this MLB player. He was going out giving inspirational speeches. And it resonates exactly about father. And his dad would say, dang, son, but when he was a child, you have an arm of a MLB player. You have a swing of an MLB player. Every time they would play, his dad would always say, son, you can run like a MLB player. Son, you got a catch of an MLB player. So he's giving an inspirational speech at the prisons. And he's telling everybody, man, I was so influenced by my father. I want to give it up to my dad. Because the father's words, they resonate with the child. And like you were saying, and this guy was like, hey, man. He's like, yeah, stand up, bro. I'm happy to say that about my father. And here I am. He was actually an MLB player. He turned out to be an MLB player. So one of the guys in the prison guys stood up, man, I need to say something. He's like, yeah, stand up. What can you say? He said, you know what? You're right. A father's word can be very precious because my dad told me I would be no good for nothing. I'll end up in prison for the rest of my life. And here I am.
Damn.
So with that being said, you got to learn how to repel the wrong from a father because a father could probably give you the wrong expectations of life too.
Yeah, they can.
Especially stepfathers. And that's what it leads up to me, my stepfather. But he was also raised by a stepfather. And it just generational. I just didn't believe in the life because I felt like there was something different, something way different for me, and opportunities for my family that they couldn't see it. It's unfortunate that they can't see getting out of the neighborhood going to a different city or a different state or a different country. But now it's pretty easy to look at a different country from your cell phone, social media. But words do resonate. Depends on what type of father they are as, whether they're doing drugs, in and out of prison, abusive, physically, mentally, they need to be rehabilitated.
So speaking of that, where do you want to see, like, what's your blueprint for Mr. Dimples? Where do you want to see it go? Like give me like the part where you haven't really told people, where it's just, this is in your mind.
Wow.
And this is where you want to see it.
Okay. I haven't really expressed to anybody about the Dimple Dream Center that I want. A Dimple Dream Center where we can teach life skills, financial literacy, giving kids understanding that you can be an entrepreneur, and allowing them to build a craft, maybe streamline them there to a specific thing, a craft that they have, just like they have trade schools all over the place,
Yeah.
but get them there quicker. And I definitely want a Dimple Dream Center, and that's something I don't really to talk about, but I want to have that sooner than later. Of course, I definitely want dimples in every household, and what I mean by that is food. Maybe have some cold storage, maybe some Korean corn dogs, or maybe a dimple corn dog where you can put it in the microwave while your parents are at work,
Okay.
and they can enjoy it. Maybe have a little pint of ice cream, and picking it up at the store. Your parents pick it up for you, or your step parents, or your foster parents, or whatever the case may be. But you can have a piece of dimples at your home, the own comfort of your own home.
That's dope. Okay, so I see where you want to go with this.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so it's like your own brand, all your stuff, like stuff in the freezer and stuff like that. That's dope, dude.
Yes.
Even like some of those kids' Lunchables or something like that.
Bro, yeah.
Those Lunchables kill, dude.
Wow.
People are like, they go crazy on buying those Lunchables.
If I can get a Lunchable,
You gotta
that'd be
get a
great.
Mr. Dimples Lunchable.
Wow.
For real, dude.
And you know what? People always ask, how do I find you, Mr. Dimples? I only do community events, and I do high schools. And now we're going to do junior highs, and we're going to do elementaries.
Oh, dang. Okay.
So that's where we're in right now. So people can't really taste my food out in the public.
You're making moves right now. That's
Yes,
good.
sir.
That's dope. That's
Thank you.
dope. You're killing it. Any last words? I'm going to give you the floor.
Yeah.
So anything you want to say, the floor is yours.
Right.
Where people can find you, everything.
Oh, okay. So I just want to say thank you guys for having us on. This is a wonderful podcast, and I know that if this resonates to you guys, if you guys need to get a hold of Mr. Dimples, I'd like to give you a little bit of my words of encouragement. But remember, when you fall, it's not a failure; it's a learning experience, and don't allow the negativity to come in. Repel that. Also, the best dreams are when you're awake, and I always say that. So start dreaming, continue on dreaming, believing in yourself, because I promise that's the best thing that you can do. It will take you to higher levels in your life. I'm living proof. I'm a taco man. Here I am. Thank you guys so much. You guys can find me at Mr. Dimples1 on all social media platforms, www.com, dimplesfood.com. And I love all you guys, and thank you so very much for having me. It's an honor.
Man.
I still need that autograph.
I appreciate you coming on. And our slogan is "Shed the Sheep." Simon. I like that. That's actually you know who that is? That we had Angel Baby on here. Yeah,
Angel Baby. Yeah, shouts out to Angel Baby, man.
Yeah, he came on the pod, and we got him to do the some sound effects for us.
Bro, he is dope.
Yeah.
He's born for that,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Bada bing, baby Bubba.
That's dope.
Oh my God, bro. How do you? Okay, I'll do a drop for you guys too one of these days.
Yeah, we got it.
But I ain't as good as Angel Baby, man.
So our slogan is "Shed the Sheep."
Shed the sheep, man.
So we're gonna look at this camera, and on 3, we're gonna say "Shed the Sheep." Ready? 1, 2, 3. Shed the sheep. Howls over Baaz. I'm Jacob Casas. Say your name one more time.
Mr. Dimples.
We appreciate you guys watching. Please like and subscribe. We have 7 o'clock coming up. I know we're a little late, but hey, it is what it is. Peace. We're out. Peace.